All right. Hey. What is up?
What is up? How you doing?
Are we we're looking good? You're looking good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Need
So today.
you're missing sleeves.
Oh shit.
Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Oh, live, on time, on point, coming to you free of charge from Worldwide Interwebs. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 68th. God dang, has it been that long?
It's been a minute.
Long time coming, highly anticipated, ever duplicated, often supplicated, unappreciated, upright you program. The program feature Nickel Standard, Penny Compensated Talents, William Bishop, Blake Everett, Stephen Poe, Media Moderators. They're around draft game leader. What are you guys doing?
Told me to contain myself because I'm not within the borders.
Oh, it looks fine. I don't know. The left and right are fine, and the bottom is fine. It's just the top. You can break out of it a little bit.
It's fine.
3 people, 2 tips, 1 dream. Broadcasting's finest train wreck. Enough about you as Green Pink Express Station, social with YouTube, iTunes, all the other tunes.
Can't get distracted around here. You know what happens.
A bail from every coast to every coast, and now. The moment you've all been waiting for, the man. The one, the only, dashing dancer, pants the Pope of Hope, the Pope of Hope, the new YouTube, Calico Hat, GGVOD, partner, specialist extraordinaire, 3-time world record holder, ace driver from, probably from F1.
Probably. I mean, if my GTA driving skills are any indication, definitely F1.
Definitely. Mr. William Bishop. What's up, man?
Racing. What's up? How you doing? Jay ladies, good to see you. Silent Scale, Zudis. How are you? How are you? You guys liking that TVGB Kappa? Get a couple new TVGB emotes. Y'all might be interested in. Best emotes of all motes.
Let me look. Let me actually look at.
Here, I got. Post them in the chat.
I need the. Can you post the high res one in Discord?
Which one?
The highest one of TVG Kappa.
Okay.
So that
the one
I could see your face.
File?
I want to see your face making the same face that Kappa is.
Yeah, I can just do it for you right
now. Kappa face.
I got you.
That's good.
Little smug face.
That's good.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how TVGB Kappa turned out. I don't think I'm happy with PogChamp or Gasm. TVG Champ or TVGB Gasm.
It's a bunch of emotes, man.
A couple.
10 of them.
1 or 2.
TVGB Champ. You got Dab in there.
Yeah, it's a $10 tier, though. You don't get that one.
That should be the 20. What's your 25?
TVGB Ross.
Ross? Oh, with the fro?
Yeah.
The baby hat?
Yeah.
Oh. I would say.
That's premium.
I would say right for the one that you hate the most, which I would say you hate dabbing the most.
I do really hate dabbing, yeah.
Right. That should be the 25.
Yeah. Okay, I can switch them around.
Right. Is that easy to switch them around?
Oh, yeah, super easy now. I don't even have to. So previously we had to go through an approval process. Right. Not anymore. As a partner with good standing with Twitch Terms of Service, I can do whatever I want.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So that whole nipple incident didn't affect it at all?
Not yet. Maybe if we keep mentioning it, Clowntown, it might.
It's gone from the public record. It's all gone.
I mean, I would definitely get in trouble for that. I think Xenogame would get more trouble for that.
Bruh, probably so.
Than anybody. He's the offender there.
Right.
Hey, look what you can't do. Oh, crap. Whoopsies.
Oopsie. God.
Done goofed.
I mean, it's hard to blame me for that. I've been trying
It's a 7 o'clock start time, right?
I internalize.
7 o'clock.
I internalize everything, right? To see how, almost everything. How could I have done this differently?
Sure. And, yeah.
Or how could I have done better, or any of that business.
I mean, there's a level of blame to be put on all participants. We didn't do a countdown, but we never do. You and me never do a countdown.
We don't.
We say, "Are you ready?" Yes, and then from that point on, we are ready. Right,
and you know that I could come to you at any moment. I say, okay. Right. I say, here we go, and then we go radio silent, and then the intro music plays, and I could come to you at any second.
And I'm here. I'm ready.
And you're ready.
I don't have my nips out. and I'm not actively rubbing them circularly. Okay. Usually not. Badger, are you ready? Oh baby, you know.
Oh, you know it.
And
to be fair, we do fart around Like when Fuzzles was on.
Yeah, we fought around a lot with Fuzzles.
We were the three of us on our cameras, and we're like, posing and
yeah, whipping out. We had like props and stuff.
and
We were whipping out. We did like a whole show together.
Yeah, we were. A wordless play was going on in the background. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh my goodness. All right. So the boy comes back. The family comes back. The next show we will do, they will have been back for 2 days. So
my girlfriend is leaving for the weekend, I think until Monday.
yeah.
So I also will be totally alone in the house except for the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not excited about that at all.
Really?
I get no extra freedom by Ashley being gone.
You get is more responsibility, right?
Yeah, I have to take care of the dogs and the other animals way more.
Right.
Like, to actually take care of them.
You mean start to take care of them?
Yes, actually do something with them. I'll play with the dogs and I'll play with the other animals. That's my activity for taking care of the animals.
Right.
I expend their energy.
Right.
Sometimes I teach them things, but giving them food, not really my thing. They'll starve to death on my watch.
Right. Yeah. See, okay, so I've actually been very diligent over the last 6 weeks. It's all summed up. It'll be 6.5 weeks, but
God, that's crazy, actually.
I have been very diligent about watering her plants.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
That's an easy thing to forget because the plants, unlike a dog, the plants don't make noise when they're dying.
and they're not going to remind you.
Right. They're not going to say, "Hey,
Yeah.
feed me."
Like Buster will come up and go, he'll give.
Yeah. Look at you. He's not really sure how to convey what he wants, but he knows only you can do it.
Right. And yeah, he just stares at me. So the other dog, my old dog Cowboy, would
Talk to you.
yeah, and he'll start saying hey, and he'll kind of yeah yeah he'll start verbalizing it, and occasionally I would go what like this, and he would run to the door and run back to me.
You're paying attention. Come this way.
Right.
Come this way.
Right. He
That's
would actually signal.
That's breeding right there.
And the other one was the other one that he would do is he would run to his food bowl and come back to me, or
Nice.
he would run
where I
and
eat.
occasionally I saw him hit the food bag with 2 paws and come back to me and jump up on the food bag.
That's a smart dog right there.
Very smart dog.
I know where my food is at. I know where I take my food at. I
Right.
know who gives me my food.
Right. That's because
dog.
where I would scoop where I scoop the food up. Right.
So Shady says my dog used to drag her empty food bowl around. That's what Annabelle will do. Annabelle will dig
Right.
in her bowl like it's a well, and
Right.
she'll be like, "All right, I got to dig into this," and then food will come out from the bottom. Like it's like a water thing, right? And that makes a ton of noise, and that's really good for finding out. Now Isabel doesn't go to her. She'll lay in front of her bowl, but if she's hungry, she'll go hit the container which has the food inside of it.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
See, Isabel, I feel like is not as smart as Annie in a lot of ways, but in some ways she's like hyper smart. She's
Right.
super smart. She understands some advanced concepts. Like she tries to open doors.
Right.
So Annabelle wants to go through a door, she'll hit the door with her paw. That's how she.
Right.
This door needs to open. Human, please do this.
Yeah.
Isabel's like, no, I'm going to open the door myself.
Right.
Let me
Right.
try to get at the doorknob. I know how the door's open. Let me
Right.
open that up. Now, neither one of those is better than the other one. It's just an interesting kind of tidbit that Isabel is intelligent enough to know that door handles are a thing
Right.
to operate. She doesn't know how they work, obviously.
Right.
They
But
do
yeah,
work.
but I was super psyched that Cowboy would run over there and jump up and double paw the food container.
Double.
Not just one paw, but he would hit it and then run back to me.
This
And
one
then
right here.
he'd go right here. He'd double paw it. He'd kind of jump up, hit it, and then come back to me.
See, if only dogs could talk.
Yeah, I know. But Buster will just stare at me. So it's either poop or pee or outside. He'll just look at me.
Please assist. I'm in need of assistance.
Well, what? He could be. I don't know.
Who knows? You just gotta do it to go to see what's going on.
Yeah. So then I just do both. Say, all right, fine. You're getting both.
Yeah.
You just
You're
get
going
both. I don't
outside
even
and
know.
I'll put some food in your bowl.
I'll put food in your bowl so when you come back in.
Meanwhile, a plant will have all of its cells
Right.
pop because it doesn't have enough water in it.
Right. But I've been watering. I've been diligent about watering. They're still dying.
That's good. I would. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're not watering them enough, or do they turn yellow?
Every other day. Yeah. It's yeah.
So watering plants should be based on the wetness of the soil. You want the soil to be just damp, just barely damp.
Right.
You don't want to over dampen the roots because then fungus will grow on the roots and kill it.
So I have a sprinkler system that comes on every Tuesday, every Friday. And then the newer ones, I've gone out there and every other day, gone out there and watered.
Hand watered them?
Yeah.
You talk to them?
It's an 8-minute. No, no, that's dumb.
That's not dumb. It's actually
okay. If that affects them, it's a 2% effectivity. It's not. It's not 100% effectivity. Right.
It would be something that a like a huge farm would do. They would play like radio music.
Right. Something crazy.
On their farm to increase productivity by 1%.
Right. Yeah. I'm good with that 1% falling by the wayside. So so that I can go either do jujitsu or laundry or whatever.
Well, the radio will work too. Apparently, Mythbusters did some stuff on this.
Really? Anyway, her plants are dying. I don't think it's my fault. I did exactly what she asked. I've been pretty diligent about it, but it ain't working. So,
I mean, it has to be your fault. Like, you can't you can't be like, it's not my fault.
Yeah, I can. I totally can.
I followed the instructions, but they still died. I feel like you just didn't follow the instructions right.
No, I did.
Plants are pretty hardy. I don't know if you know, but plants have been around like a long time.
These are new ones, and it's the weather has not been kind to. It's been very dry, so
it has not been. It's raining right now.
I'm not where you are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, I'm not where you are. It has been very dry. So
has it? Okay.
Yes.
It's been raining the heck out of over here.
Yeah, it has been extraordinarily dry where I am. So
super good plant weather.
Yeah.
If I was a plant, I'd be so stoked about the weather.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I don't know. That may be an issue.
Shady Lady had a birthday recently. Congratulations, Shady Lady! 1 year closer to dying.
You made it around the sun one more time. So
yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. Sure.
Anyway, so
that's great. How many rotations? I guess it's 365 rotations.
Yeah, solar revolution is what we call it.
Right, 1 year.
The anniversary of your solar revolution. So.
Your dead day, your not important non-achievement day. Shady Lady, what's your achievement day?
Yeah, achievement day.
Your birthday.
So my mom actually called me up and she said, "Hey, I texted Ash."
Okay.
Because they can text, right?
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
They're allowed.
Oh yeah.
They have cell phones.
No, iPads.
Right. Well, I mean, that's a cell phone. What's the difference between an iPad and a cell phone?
I can't hold an iPad up to my face and talk into it. That's it.
You can.
It doesn't have cell signal. But it has Wi-Fi. You can FaceTime.
It has Wi-Fi. Okay.
So that they can Skype and FaceTime.
Cell phone, sure. Yeah.
Right. So, anyway, so my mom and I were talking last night, and she goes, "Blake, he sounds really bored. He seemed very bored.
Does it have any video games? Got no video games to play?"
And I said, "Well, I can't. There's no action. I can't. I can't affect that. I can't help that. I'm not there.
Get over it."
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like boredom is a symptom of a mind that is unwilling to go find new things.
Right. Yeah, and I say, and that's always what I tell them. If my kids ever come up to me and tell me, "Dad, I'm bored," that is mistake, because then
I'll find something.
Yeah, then I lay into them and go, "Good, your room needs to be clean. We're gonna get out there. All right, now here's what I need you to do for the lawn. I need you to go there and pull all these weeds. All right, now let's get outside. Let's do, I dig into it. I start giving them stuff to do. So
like a million things I have in my mind that I could do.
They don't ever tell me they're bored. And I said, hey, and by the way,
do my laundry
with the possibilities of what you have in your hand.
Oh yeah, the entire world at your fingertips.
And all of that. I said, if you are bored with all of these options, that means you are boring.
Yeah, wrecked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I blow them up. I say, you are boring and you need to improve your character. Yeah, and I blow them up.
Wrecked. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like that is the case. I feel like there's actually two spectrums there. I think 99% of the people are in that thing. If you're bored, you're boring. And then the 1% is you're so smart that you've run out of interesting things to do.
Oh, you're Sherlock.
You're right. You're a, like
right.
No one can help you at that point.
Right.
That's the exception. The 1 in 1,000, I guess. The 0.1% of guys. Gee, for some reason that emote always makes me. I feel like that's your own personal emote. I feel like that's your face, Shady, and not emo.
It's not.
It's not, obviously, but I just feel like it is.
Could be.
I think the next emote that I'm going to do, I might replace one of our emotes with a what face. Because I used to have TBG Yuck. That was not quite what I wanted for a reaction. I want them to be reactionary things.
Right.
Actually, I'm gonna give you a secret how I did these, how I decided them all. I typed in most popular Twitch emotes, enter key.
Yep.
I was like, okay, number 1, okay, number 2, okay, number 3.
Yep. So you have a
Bam,
Kappa, you have a Kappa, you have a heart, you have a
PogChamp,
yeah.
Failfish,
right.
Craigasm, the lull from TB. Appreciate TB. Thanks.
Yep. Yeah, I like the seems good.
Oh, that's the next. Oh, the what face and seems good are the ones I wanted to do.
Seems
the
good.
interesting thing about seems good, if you look at it though, it's the fist separate from the face.
Yes.
Like the thumb up is taken separately.
Yes.
And then the face was put on that afterwards.
Right. But
because there's no shoulder involved. Like
right. The thumbs up is in
up
is in the foreground. It's the face is behind the thumb.
Right. So I think I need to do something like this and then take a capture and then
Yes.
bring that into the picture. So only like 50 more subscribers and we'll have a new emote.
Yeah. Or
There you
pick your weakest one and ditch it, you know.
That's basically what I did when I was getting all these. I don't know which one is the weakest right now. I feel like I need all of these. Maybe. No, I feel like I want all of these ones. Maybe improving them, but I want all the TVB reactions ones that are in there.
Right.
Seems good is a good one, but I could take Kappa Ross off, I guess.
Yeah, I like the seems good. So.
Seems legit. Yeah.
Yeah. I may just have a thumb or something like I don't know, thumbs up.
Yeah, sure, that'd be fine.
Just a big old
Anything
thumb.
that conveys, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Seems good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So Gasm is kind of like that, but it's like, oh yeah. Seems good. It's like, oh yeah. Okay.
That's right.
That's pretty good. Twitch emotes, man. They're an important part of our lives.
All right.
That's for sure.
So I think I did. Maybe 2 Factorio streams, and then 1 stream that. Yeah, I think it was. So Tuesday they were gone, and I streamed that night. Factorio. Wednesday, I did Factorio.
Can we start calling Factorio Brown Game?
Brown Game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or gray. You want to talk about gray game? Warframe. Very gray.
Super gray, is it?
It's crazy
That's
gray.
Weird.
Yeah.
I feel like that shouldn't be gray.
Right.
For some reason.
So what ended up happening was Factorio, Enough About You, and then Cave Blazers and Spaceship Looters on Friday, and then I start on GTA, and I've done GTA since then.
Yeah, GTA is pretty fun.
Oh gosh, so much fun.
Pretty good actually.
So
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
The only downside of GTA for me right now is I have literally 2 controllers that I have to learn. I have my Xbox controller, and then as soon as I'm shooting, I switch to my mouse and keyboard. And I'm like, ugh.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just all keyboard.
What do?
Right. So
Well, I love driving with the controller. Man, I really want to take up my racing wheel. If we keep playing GTA, I guess we're not going to keep playing GTA though.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I've only got a couple more streams with it, and I will likely not stream next Tuesday when they show up. That would be pretty poor form, I would say.
Are you telling me that your family is more important than your stream?
Yeah, I have to be. Yeah.
850 days later,
Yeah.
I've streamed through every holiday.
Yeah, and
I've actually used my stream as an excuse to not show up to family social events.
well, yeah. I've got my job, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's your job,
Gotta
right?
work.
So gotta work.
Well, I mean, but I'm my own boss, so I can't be like my boss won't let me come in. I have to come in for my boss. It's
no, but
yes, but no.
but you can
right?
say no. Sorry, I gotta work.
Well, usually what I say, it's a high volume day because everyone has vacation and everyone is hanging out. They don't have anything
Right.
to do. They're off work.
So
Yes, they also don't want to hang out with their family. I don't say that part.
Right.
They don't. They're wanting to do something on Twitch, so it's a really good volume day to be on Twitch. And they're like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
I
that
really appreciate that line of thinking.
that pretty much gets you out of all summer,
Mm-hmm.
every weekend,
Every weekend. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday are really good ones.
every major holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Yep.
and
I have that excuse, and they always take it at face value, like, oh yeah.
oh yeah,
no,
it
that
makes sense. It totally makes sense. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
a total cop out. I mean, it's
It is. Totally not a total cop out. Yeah, absolutely not at all.
right. Yeah. No. Yeah. So I won't be doing. So I have a actually do one of the interesting things is that I'm actually going with hanging out with family this on Saturday. I don't know if I'll stream on Saturday, but tomorrow night,
Who you hanging
Sunday
with?
night, and Monday night. So
Who are you hanging out with?
mom, dad, and brothers all.
I didn't know you had brothers.
I have step brothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is pretty interesting. So I am a smaller city folk indoor computer type of person.
Sure, yeah. I think anybody who streams on Twitch is probably
Well,
that category,
I'd say
yeah.
a bunch of them are.
Yeah.
Maybe the 100 the flyweight champ Mighty Mouse Johnson is probably the only guy who's not a indoorsy type of person.
Yeah, maybe so. I see what you're saying.
Mighty Mouse, probably the only one. Otherwise, yeah, that's pretty true. The step brothers that I have are athlete, hunter, rednecks, camping, outdoorsy, tubers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
you know,
if I wasn't this person who I am, I would be that person.
all of that business.
Having grown up in that environment a lot, having a lot of friends that are exactly that, and really enjoying their company, enjoying the things that they do, and obviously
Right.
being in the military for a number of years has kind of pushed me in that direction as well. Good old boys.
Yeah, they are, and they are corn fed. Like they are beef.
Ermiger is
giant-
Kernford.
They're big, beefy dudes, over 200 pounders, and farm boy strong, and all that business. So I'm going to hang out with them on Saturday. So.
Sounds like a blasty blast.
So it's pretty funny. I've got pictures of them where I want to see if this is a good picture. Let's see if I can share this one picture of them if I can find them. There's oh yeah, here we go. There's a picture of me standing in between them, and my feet are oh yeah, okay, hang on, here we go.
Nice, you have it. That's
Yeah,
sweet.
I do. Let's get
Hey,
this up
Planetary
here.
Blade, how you doing today?
Let's get this here. All right, stand by for a picture of my bros. And it is number 1300.
1,300?
There we go.
Like Ermiger.
And wow, it is a big photo, so I got to shrink this down. Stand by. There we go. Got you in the frame too. I'm using
Perger.
the studio mode on Enough About You.
Oh,
to
that's
do
interesting.
this.
I've yet to do that, which is quite nice because you get to make edits and the audience can't see.
Right. Zenigami busted my ass last time
Your chop piece.
about not doing it.
I think it's okay. I usually don't use studio mode because it's all on the fly. So,
Right.
but
Okay.
I mean, it looks better when you do use studio mode.
Right. It does. So there you go. That's our heads are even. But
Yeah, Plant, I like that.
you will notice at my feet,
Look at the size of that boy's head.
our heads
Oh,
are
wow.
even. But look how
Nice.
far my feet are off the ground.
Yeah, they're about a foot taller. I love how they're under no duress whatsoever. when
Right.
you're
Oh
hanging.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They're under no duress, and honestly, I'm the one struggling right there, right? Because I'm doing the iron cross, right? Right, trying to hold myself
Yeah,
up.
I think I'm even shorter than you are. I think, or we're the same height, very near the
No.
same height. So yeah, those are.
So I've got
big-
about an inch, maybe an inch and a half on you, and
Yeah.
these are my bros. So
some big boys.
Mm-hmm.
See, these are the kind of guys who Andrew, the guy's wedding I went to, hangs out with.
Yeah.
They're all gigantic, so they're all sitting in a group together, and I walk up to them,
Yep.
and it's like, hey, how's the weather? You guys doing good up there?
yep, yeah. So when we go out,
nice.
they're like, hey, here's the runt.
Yeah.
You know.
We have a child.
We have-
Can we get a stool here? I think he's gonna fall off the chair if we
Right.
don't strap him in.
And here's the thing: is I'm actually big brother, so I'm the oldest of the two of them. So the older brother is that. So there you go.
She's got those cowboy boots on too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could tell they are they're corn-fed farm boys. So I'm gonna go hang out with them. That's one of our greatest pictures, and they're
That's a
just
good picture,
they're
yeah.
just hanging out. So there you go.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Yeah.
I got roped in. I think you actually saw. I got roped into a CK2 game this morning, and wow, that was crazy. I don't know if anybody else caught that.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, you guys are playing CK2. Oh, I'm gonna jump on. I was so tired during that. It was nuts. It was awesome too.
Yeah,
It
I
was
found
really
it
great.
at the very
Jason.
very end
Yeah.
of your stream. So.
And you were like, 9 hours, by the way.
And I'm going, hey man,
you.
hey, look everybody, it's in 9 hours. Hint, hint. You better get
Hint,
get
and
your
I was
butt
like,
to
oh
bed.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, gotta go.
Also, when I went to bed, I also accidentally set the alarm to trigger immediately as soon as any door was open. So Ashley came in, and the alarm triggered, and I was up and had my gun in my hand before I was awake, I think.
Okay. When's the last? Okay, I got to ask you about your firearm. I had this on the agenda here.
Oh, okay.
What condition is your gun in? And what I'm looking for is safety on or off, round chambered, yes or no.
There's no safety on my weapon.
It's a trigger. It's a trigger safety.
Okay, we'll talk about that. There's 3 different statuses for a weapon. There's green, and that means that there is either no ammo in the magazine or there's no magazine inside the weapon. There's yellow. That means there's a magazine inside the weapon and it has bullets in it. And then there's red, and that means there is a round inside the chamber and also there's a magazine inside the weapon.
Right.
My weapons are always at yellow. They don't ever have a round in the chamber, but they're always one action from being red.
Okay.
So that's it's sitting there yellow. So even if I had pointed and fired, it would not have done anything. It's inert.
Right.
There's 3 safeties on my firearm. Actually, there's a trigger safety, and no, there's 2 safeties. The trigger safety and the handle safety. So you have to press your hand up against the back, and also get your finger all the way around the front.
Right.
So it's quite hard. I like that safety a lot because when you're drawing, your hand's either never going to be touching the very back of the gun and pressing on it, or never touching the trigger at the same time.
Right.
You have to do both actively at the same time to fire the weapon. I got that one because it's a duty pistol, and sometimes you're yanking at stuff and getting pulled on and getting in and out of the car. So it's a lot more difficult to fire because of those points. You can't flick fire it. You can't do a lot of things with it. But it doesn't have a toggle safety.
Right.
So there's no button I hit. Like on the shotgun, the only safety on that is tink, and then you're going. There's nothing ever going to stop you. Well, besides obviously cocking the not cocking the racking in the next shell in.
Yeah. So
what do you keep your weapons at?
Okay. So mine are also at yellow.
Okay.
I always have the clip. The mag in. Yeah. Huh. So.
Yeah, we're learning.
Always have the mag
only
in.
people who are super anal will get on you about that one.
Right.
It's whatever.
Which you did.
Yes.
Well,
I was warning you. You know.
You did effectively.
Actually, clown, you'll find that.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we got into a conversation about California right after that.
Right. So mine, I'll show you mine, the one that I will give you a story on right here. And then we will hit this one right here.
Story time.
Story time.
Yep,
Story time.
So this one this is an Ruger LC9. And you can see it has a trigger safety. You see that little extra little dipsy-doo coming out of the trigger?
Yep. That's at the very center of the trigger, by the way, not on the left or right side generally.
Right.
And what has to happen there is if that is not depressed at the same time as the trigger, the firearm will not discharge.
Correct. Right. So that has 7 rounds in the mag.
Really? Only 7?
Only, plus one chamber. It's a pretty small one.
Is it 2.5-inch barrel?
It's an LC9C, so it's a compact one. It's specifically meant for compact. And the reason why it's compact is because it is in my vehicle.
Okay.
And I chambered a round yesterday.
Adrenaline.
Yes. Well, no. Suspicious behavior. Sorry, LC9S. Sorry, I'm confusing that with the SR9C, which I also have. But it's an LC9S. Yeah. So there was a vehicle in front of me. Speed limit is 45. We're traveling at 45. The vehicle slows to 35. I slow to 35. The vehicle then it doesn't pull over. The vehicle then slows to 25. And then I back way off. Like, okay, something distress or
Something's happening here.
threat.
At that speed, you are breaking the law by being too slow.
Yes, and also not pulling over to let me by.
In the middle of the road. Wow.
Middle of the road, and so, my spidey sense went up, saying, "Oh, okay, this
is an attack.
This may be trying to slow down to get, to kind of pin me in or something."
Generally, what they do is they slow down in front of you, and they'll hit you from behind, and that's a very
Well,
easy shirt.
it was a very steady slowdown. It wasn't a sudden stop. And I'm an easy driver. I don't usually. I'm not right on people's asses when they're driving. So, yeah, right. But I'm good distance. But they start slowing down. I start slowing down. They didn't pull over. They didn't make any attempt. And Spidey sense tingled, and I went and chambered around, and I was ready. I don't know what was going to go on. So
didn't matter. You were ready.
Yeah. So then I pull over and stop and went, okay, what are we doing here, pal? Like what's going on? And the car slows down even further to 15 or so, or 10, almost idle now, and then whips around into the other lane to kind of go and does a U-turn in the middle of the street. There's no one on the street. It was just the two of us.
Okay.
And starts to go the other way. And then I bring it up into my lap because if we're going to come around and do something, and right as it kind of cleared and got into the other lane, I gun it to get past them because I don't want any of it. I want to get out of here because
number one use of the firearm is to sit there and not be used.
Right. Oh, 100%.
That's the best way to use it.
Yeah, I want to get out of there. So I gunned it. I gunned it down the street and probably got up to 60, broke speed limit to try and get out of there because I didn't want any part of that car doing suspicious stuff. It's one thing to have something happen in your car and then slow down and pull over or hazard lights or signal that you're in distress or something.
Yeah, there's lots of different ways to signal the other drivers that something's going on in your vehicle that you are suddenly a hazard to them.
Right.
Hazard lights are there for a reason, guys. Use them.
Yeah. This one was a gradual slow to stop, and no one behind us, no one nothing. I didn't know what was going on. It was middle of the day, so it was like noon. So
It's just creepy, man.
Yeah. And we were the only ones on the road, and Spidey signal went up, and that was yesterday. I actually did the and chambered around, and I was ready to go.
Putting one in there, baby.
So I don't know what.
No matter what, when you do something like that, your adrenal glands are going. You have immediately had a shot of adrenaline in your body.
Yeah. So I usually kind of operate on a fairly greenish yellow, greenish yellow hue.
Sure.
I'm not just totally blissful.
Having a firearm in the car does always push you toward that yellow side of things.
Yeah. But I chambered around, and I don't think I was out of line chambering the round.
I think you're fine, sir.
Yeah, I was okay. Well, there you go. I also have
you didn't shoot your gun.
I didn't.
You're fine.
I didn't shoot it. It was good. So
you're allowed to put rounds. I mean, it's good, Clown Town. I appreciate that you were willing to do that. You assess the situation. I mean, especially in the vehicle, it's sometimes hard to do those kind of things. It's like, oh, this is just nothing. I'm in no danger at all. It's nice to know that you're safe.
And weird.
Pop a 9mm in a fool.
Weird energy coming from the car.
Yeah, I feel like you can tell sometimes when something's suspicious. I mean, you have driven hours and hours and hours and hours. When something is wrong, you can see it pretty quick. We're pretty good at that kind of thing, humans.
Yeah, and not to get all hoo-ah on you, but there was a weird energy coming from the car that was not. It was not distress. It was something else. It was either
squirrely.
It was squirrely or dumbass. And I didn't want to be a part of either one of them, right?
Trying to do something dumb. Yeah, man, that sucks. When people do... I appreciate living in Texas because of the rap that we get here. Like, we will just shoot you if you walk in our backyard. It's obviously not the case.
Oh, 100%.
But I appreciate that mentality.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually posting on Twitter the other day, having a conversation. Another streamer I know said that she had a guy come to her door, demand to come inside, and she let him.
What?
And
What?
he's like a cable guy, and he was checking. He walked through her entire house or flat or whatever it was to make sure she didn't have a TV plugged in, because in England you need to have a TV license or some nonsense like that in order to have TV.
Unless I called you.
What? So for me, okay, and then the day before, a guy came to my door, cable guy. Hey, sir, I'm going to be in your backyard.
Right.
Is that okay?
Right.
Yes, that's okay. Please
Yes.
let me know when you leave. Absolutely, I will do that.
Done.
100%.
Yep.
You came into my backyard. I know you have an easement. You're allowed to be there. You don't have to say anything to me.
Right.
If I had seen him in my backyard, I would have walked out of my backyard with my shotgun. Chick, hey, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming into my backyard. My
Right.
dogs could have been back there. Anything could have happened.
Right.
The guy was smart enough, and I appreciate that. To God forbid, omnipotent deity forbid that he was like, "Hey, I'm coming inside."
Right.
Like, okay, yeah, 1 second.
Nay.
no, I'll be right back. You wait right here.
Yeah.
Craziness, man. Absolute craziness.
You don't
I
let
couldn't
it.
believe
No,
that.
yeah. No. Unless the other times I've called the cable company and I'm expecting you. Yeah. Here's the modem. Here's what's preventing my stream. Ignore the big green curtain back there and all the lighting.
And those guys have been the nicest guys I have ever met.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I will do. Okay, anything you need. I understand.
Yeah.
I feel like you get to look at me when you come into my house, and I mean, there's guns everywhere. You're probably gonna see one if you're working in here. They're in multiple. If I'm near a room very often, there's probably a gun in that room.
Yep.
So probably they have seen it at some point. They've walked in and like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's be real polite to this guy.
Yeah. Let's not trigger any bad memories or anything. So.
Yes, omnipotent deity forbid. I like saying that instead of God forbid.
Yeah. So yeah, I chambered around. The other time I chambered around, before that was probably 3 months ago, when the daughter, wife was at work, me and the kids. Ash was at a buddy's house. Me and the daughter were the only ones home, and we have alarms and on the house, and she opened her window or something to have fresh air or something, and that set off the alarm.
Oh, I see.
And it was like 11:30 at night or something. And
Okay,
sure enough,
good reason to chamber.
and I grab, and my job when that happens is to go grab the firearm and get myself in between the kid and the threat.
Yeah, whatever's going on.
Whatever's
go
going
to
on.
front door.
Right.
Basically, where the most immediate attack would be
Right,
coming
is
from.
to go down there or get at the stairs, and kind of put my back to the stairs and find where it
Stairs
is,
are great.
because I've got a nice pinch point where they have to come upstairs to get to us.
See, that's a big. Don't attack someone in their house, guys, because they think about these things.
Oh,
they know
100%.
they know that if it's
100%.
dark and the lights are out and you cut the power, you got a disadvantage, homie.
Right.
He lives here.
Yeah,
he
I
walks
live
around naked all the time.
All the time.
Okay?
I know,
All the time. You don't even know.
He could be naked.
He will navigate this blind. It's his house.
He could be naked doing his live show every week. He could be totally naked right then.
You don't even know what's going on. He's
You don't
flopping
even
around.
know.
Bah, 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 bah. There was a case where I think 3 guys broke into a house, and a 18-year-old with an AR-15 that took the lives of 3 guys coming in.
100%.
And the father of one of the guys was like, that was unfair. They had 0 chance against the AR-15. And my response was like, yeah,
Yeah.
you done goofed.
Sorry, dude.
Should have came in.
Should have come in. Yeah.
Walk around naked all the time. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you and I first, when you and I had our first shows, you talked about being naked a lot.
I like being naked.
Okay.
My preferred status is naked.
A lot. And I thought, you're a weirdo. Until I went 6 weeks by myself.
Right. It's like, oh, why am I going to put clothes on?
What? And then
Yeah,
I
I have air
started
conditioning for a reason.
really rationalizing that. Like, okay, I can, I know, hey, no problem. Anybody else
Batty
here?
does it.
Nope. Okay, well, there we go. Yeah, minimum underoos, right? I've got my
Sure, yeah.
my boxers or briefs on, whichever
Right.
one I got.
Boxers are my go-to as well.
That's my go-to if I have to like get out in the my backyard, or if I got to go let the dog out or something. I'm kind of up on this hill, so if I'm in my backyard, I'm fairly visible even over the privacy fence because my fence kind of does this. So the porch is up here, and the yard slopes down, and then the fence is here. So
That's kind of nice.
Anyway, it's
Yeah,
a
well, you
pain
can't be
because I
naked.
can't be
Yeah. So I think the last time I was in my backyard naked was yesterday. I let the dogs out. I was just stark naked, my white body reflecting the sun. I think if anybody looked at me though, they'd be like, "Ow, ow, 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 my eyes, they're out, ow!" Not because they saw me, but just because of the reflection of the light.
right.
Underoos. I think
Underoos.
the last time I actually chambered around was at work. Previously, I don't think I have.
Oh
had an
yeah.
opportunity
At work,
to-
yeah.
I don't think I've had an opportunity to put around in the chamber.
Well, it's not an opportunity. Maybe change that verbiage. It's not an opportunity. It's a motivation, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It's not a,
Circumstance to.
woo! Yeah, finally.
I think that mentality depends on how long I had been out, because I think that when I had that job and I had just come back from Iraq, chambering around was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then as time goes by, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing this.
100%.
It's not my mentality anymore that this is something they should be doing.
Right.
Don't you tan eventually? I'll burn.
Burn. Yeah.
Being naked all day every day. I don't know, man. I guess I have some tan.
Right.
I mean, not my balls.
Yeah. Oh, your ball Saxon.
Well, do both Saxons get tanned? Do my cannon wheels get tanned? I don't know. I've never tried tanning my cannon.
I think they do. I want to say. I think I did now. Yeah, I want to say they do. I know that. Anyway.
I guess they have pigment, so.
Yeah, they can. I guess they can have depigment or increased pigment. I guess.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, sure. Guys, you let us know if you tan your balls, okay?
Yeah.
Farmer's tan. Yeah, the arm tan is pretty. Easy
I mean,
to get.
there's those tanning booths. I mean, I don't know a whole lot of folks that do tanning booths anymore, but I assume you go in those naked.
I've had girlfriends who do tanning booths, but yeah, you go into those butt naked, stark naked usually.
Yeah. So
Flip around and stuff. So I
when
guess-
your girlfriends did it, did their ball Saxon get tan?
Usually, yeah, I got a little tan. Especially they shave them very nice, so when I put them on my mouth, I can really tell
Good to see.
the smoothness and tan.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and yeah, that's the other thing is you don't want a sunburn there. You don't. Yeah, it's not.
I couldn't imagine.
That sucked. So.
I've had some pretty bad sunburns in my life, like sunburns to the point where you take aspirin and you crush it up and like put a little water in it, turn it into a liquid, and then put it on the
really?
affected area.
Does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I have had to the point where I could not move. I've had such bad sunburn where bubbles popped up on my skin.
Oh yeah.
That were like this high and then
Yeah.
burst. Yeah, that's not the best. Okay, when you're
Right.
having fun outside, you don't notice. It's kind of overcast because a lot of time you don't have that mentality that it's going to burn you.
Yep.
But overcast can sometimes be even worse, especially if you're playing around water, because water will reflect back onto you.
Right.
So you'll get hit from the top and then hit from the bottom again, which can cause even worse sunburn.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. Always wear sunscreen, guys.
Yeah.
Not just because of sunburn, but also because of skin cancer.
Right. Yeah. The I think one of the worst burns I ever got was it was overcast. So, and
Right.
I did not realize what was going on.
Yeah, there's some misconceptions about sunburn and dehydration as well, because people think that when it's cold out you can't get dehydrated, but it being cold out is also really bad for dehydration, because when you breathe in or out, or snow, yes, that's a good one.
Yeah, snow.
When you breathe in or out, you will lose more water than you would normally in a cold environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you doing today, Toaster? It's good to see you.
What's up, man? So anyway, so that's the other thing is that with them coming
Why wouldn't I
back.
carry Condition 1, Toaster? It's interesting to hear you call it Condition 1. I call it red because I'm getting it out of my car a lot. The biggest danger to a law enforcement officer or a security officer is not someone else's weapon, but it's their own. That's actually true for everyone owning a firearm. My firearms are more dangerous to me statistically than anyone else.
Yeah.
So I practice safety always. Even with an airsoft rifle, never point it at another person. Always act like it's loaded. Always act like it's a nuclear weapon that could kill anyone instantaneously. Safety always first.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
I've reacted horribly to sunscreen. What? Shady, don't go outside anymore. Stay inside. Never
Yeah.
go outside.
Right.
People shoot themselves. People shoot themselves more than people shoot people. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. I've got 4 other people here that have been trained on firearm safety. They've been trained on the kids have been trained on BB guns.
Nice.
About safety, about always pointing it
That's how I
down.
learned too.
Put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to fire. Don't point at a person, etc. Check, see if they're loaded. All these other things, right? So, one of the other things to train them on when we come back is we're going to borrow some of my dad's 22 rifles and go out to some property that's in the family and go to a gun range and go do some 22 shooting so that they actually hear and feel a live round with gunpowder instead of just a BB, because there is a big difference, right? It's also one thing that I actually need to do about once or twice a year. I will go, and me and my buddy, I have a pistol buddy who's into all kinds of pistols. I have a couple pistols, but we will go to a gun range because he likes my gun because he doesn't have the ones I have, and he has like 30 other ones that I like to shoot.
Nice. Yeah, that's always good, buddy.
But
to have.
Right, I don't have any of those guns. He loves them all, right? Yeah, we both have shotguns, Jason. But I think about it in the terms of I need to have the muscle memory, the emotional memory, and the audio memory of what my gun sounds like, feels like, and how it behaves in my hand when I'm ready to fire. And I need to have that memory. I need to be able to pull that very quickly. Right. Anytime.
Once you can get past having to think about an action, you're much more effective with your firearm.
Right.
Because it's actually very hard for people to shoot other people. The military training that I've gone through tries to circumvent that by forcing me to act before I consider. So, target in a human shape pops up, I identify that it has a weapon and fire upon it. That's how fast it has to go, because any slower than that, I will think to myself, I don't want to kill another human being. I don't want to shoot this person.
Right.
That's how in war, even in World War I and World War II, a lot of times each side, the Allies and the Axis side, would come to a location where they could fire upon one another, actually armed with their weapons, fully loaded, and what would happen is they would pick up a rock and throw it at each other. That's actual documented thing that happened all the time during World War II, World War I, because it's not humans don't want to kill one another, even from separate tribes.
Right.
You just want to push the other guy away. That's how we do things, because it doesn't make sense for our civilization to kill one another.
Right.
So it's actually against human nature to take one another's life. If you watch executions and like group killings and stuff like that, almost invariably what happens is the person is always facing away from their killer and is shooting them in the back of the head or hanging them or having a non-direct impact on taking their life, because it's so genetically bred for us to not hurt one another, not kill one another.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, that's why, I heard a very compelling argument to bring back firing squads.
Oh God, people hate firing squads.
Hate them.
Firing squads are the worst. No one wants to shoot you to death.
Right. But it was actually an economist was talking about. I think he was an economist by trade, and he was kind of a like a political pragmatist.
Okay, yeah.
In that he had a really, really good argument of that the humanity of a firing squad is way faster, it's way cheaper, and way more effective than both the chair and lethal injection because of how fast it is. The only barrier to a firing squad is, one, public opinion, and two, the people getting people to actually pull the triggers and getting people
you need
who sign up.
psychopaths.
Right.
You need psychopaths to pull the trigger.
Well,
so what would happen previously with firing squads is that I think firing squads are really a big thing during like the musket era, where you fire like a pellet at somebody. Very often, what would happen with firing squads at that time is that people would not shoot for the head or for the chest, and they would often hit limbs.
Right.
And the person would receive a volley, fall down, and then very slowly bleed to death. Because I don't want to be the guy that took this guy's life. I don't want that on my conscience. So I'm aiming for a limb so I don't get in trouble.
Right.
But then it kind of has the effect of everyone doing that. So a bit of a problem. You have to really take the human out of the execution process.
Right.
I'm strongly against execution, by the way. I don't think there's any reason that we should be executing other human beings. I think we're in a state right now where we're not running out of food necessarily. So we're not like Eskimos where the old guy has to go off because we don't have enough whale blubber to chew on. I mean, come on.
Right.
So I'm not a fan of death penalty.
Right. Well,
if it was a deterrent, that'd be great. But it's not.
Well, I think the one argument that he had was, look, I think we would use the death penalty less.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because if we had firing squad, it would be because we have gone through all the other opportunities to try and save this person, and now we actually choose as a society this person cannot be among us anymore. Now let's remove him, and we would be less likely. We would put fewer people to death because it is so visible and permanent and purposeful. And his argument was you would reduce the number of executions by doing it. And by the way, it's more humane because of this, that, and the other. And apparently, I think last year I read an article that said, that the drugs used, that chemical cocktail that they used for lethal injection, there's one sleeper and then one killer.
Sure.
One of those things is in vanished supply. The supply is wrecked for it. Now. Right.
Well, if you own that chemical, you know how to make that chemical.
Right.
I would charge $1 million for that chemical.
Right.
Like it would be so expensive.
Right.
I would have a storehouse of it, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we don't have any of that. We're gonna have to really hike the price on that one."
Right. Right.
That's called supply and demand, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
You create demand by having all the supply.
Right. So then, so that's what started this argument here, and there's more. I think there's a bunch of articles come out in 2016, 2017, because the drugs have now vanished off the market and they're fairly hard to get. And they say, well, what do? We don't want to go to the chair because the chair is
kind of gross.
It's kind of weird. And by the way, people have way more. There is a percentage of our population that, for whatever reason, are wired to resist electricity or conduct electricity differently. And there's a variability in how they conduct it to whether they may live, right, or they may,
have to do a second shocking of them.
They have to do it again.
What is that, Green Mile, where they have to shock them twice?
No, the Green Mile, they screwed up because they didn't wet the sponge. But yeah.
Oh, right.
You remember? Because Percy, that mother trucker, he acted like he wet the sponge, but he didn't really wet the sponge. And the guy
is the sponge a real thing? I don't actually know anything about electrocution.
In the old days, yes. Today's there's just like electrodes, but yeah. Right. But it was an interesting argument.
Up for that job?
Yeah, it's an interesting argument because once the firing squad would be so visible and so meaningful to juries and to judges who would deliver that sentence.
The jury should have to be the firing squad.
Oh.
If you convict them, you got to shoot them.
Yeah. I mean,
that would be crazy.
Yeah, and then it would be, okay, we have, in order to get to that place where we say this member cannot be a part of our society, this is a useless human being that does more harm. Not just useless, but does far more harm than good. It cannot exist among other people, even in prison.
To sustain him would be such an impact on our society that we simply cannot do that.
Right. Then they would be much more reluctant to deliver that death penalty and administer that. And then there was a big argument that it is so quick. If you have 8 shooters, you put a blank in one of them, right? So. The reason for the blank is that it gives the 8 shooters an out.
Right.
Because
I don't know if I had the blink or not. Right. It's the
Right.
same thing with the electric chair buttons. You have 3 buttons.
Right.
3 guys hit the buttons. No one knows who.
right,
who
no one
did
knows
it.
who finally did it. Right. So, but instead of giving
Doesn't that just tell you about us? The fact that we have that in there, that the guys in the shooting squad want to be like, oh no, I fired the blank. Like that,
Right.
that really gets you into the human psyche.
well,
there.
it does. It probably, if you have to do that job, it does let you sleep. Probably.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know?
mean, you're up. I killed that guy. Oh, maybe not.
Maybe
And
not.
then-
Yeah.
That's. I wouldn't want that. I mean,
Right.
firing at someone in self-defense, firing at someone because they're gonna hurt somebody else.
Right. Hell,
Firing at
it's-
some guy who's blindfolded, standing still.
it would be hard enough to be a doctor that
Oh yeah.
that was trying to save someone who failed.
And then have them die.
Right. And doctors every single day rationalize that, and they go, they look at and they
Did my
go,
best.
I did my best, and I have to be good with that, because you know what happens tomorrow? I got to go do it again,
You gotta do it again.
and I got to go do it again, and
I
otherwise,
can't be like, oh man, last time this didn't go so well. Hesitate. Okay.
right. And
Yeah.
then I lose more. I lose more because I hesitated, or because I'm off my game, or I didn't sleep well. Like, they have to get back in the ring, and they have to rationalize. They have to put it in some sort of corner of their brain and wrap reason and justification around it, and say, I'm good with it, right? And their
So I
intent
hear-
and their intent is help.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you become a doctor because you want money, and also because you want to help people.
Right.
That's the order. there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, be honest. Yeah.
Look,
Speak-
you didn't go charity working. You became a doctor, right?
Boom.
You're not at the homeless shelter volunteering.
Boom.
You might volunteer your
Boom.
services as a doctor, however.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess there's levels to that.
Right. Right.
Shoot. Oh crap. What was I gonna say?
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
there was something-
I derailed you.
Yeah, you derailed. No, it was okay.
Yeah, but if you rationalize that of a firing squad, my job is not to help. My job is to do harm. My job is to do harm to this person such that he is no longer breathing. I need I need an out. I need a 1 out of 8 chance that I got out. Right?
If
I need
my mentality going into the military is because I wanted to go and help people of my country and also people of other countries. If my mentality was the opposite of that, I would not have been able to do the things.
Right.
Just physically and mentally to be able to do those things. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
So, and this happens sometimes, and you'll see this in medical professionals a lot. They'll joke about, and also police personnel and military personnel, they joke about these experiences. They make light of. They're like, oh yeah, we freaking destroyed that guy. We blew him up, and all these things are, oh man, this guy's totally dead. There's no way he's surviving.
Right.
Oh, this guy's got a really bad brain crack, or he's got something going on. So funny. They
Right.
do that to rationalize
Yeah.
and stay alive in that situation where they're dealing with something so extreme.
Yeah.
The only thing that they possibly can do is do the 180 on it and flip it around.
Right.
Because they won't be able to continue existing.
Right.
If they won't be able to do what they need to do unless they to turn that emotion into something else, that fear and that pain into
Right.
laughing as a coping mechanism.
I remember seeing a rerun of a show who has starred a young Neil Patrick Harris. It was called Doogie Howser, MD. Okay, and it was.
think
Do
I've seen-
you
I've
remember
heard
Doogie
this.
Howser? Let me get a picture of Doogie
I
Howser.
think I've heard of this. I don't think I've seen it.
Doogie Howser.
Oh, you type in Doogie Howser, it's Doogie Howser space gay.
Yeah, because he is right.
Oh, is he? Oh, I don't know.
As a grown up, he's Neil Patrick
As a
Harris.
grown up, not as a child. He wasn't gay as a child. It was a choice.
Well, he's now a grown up.
I know what you were saying.
He's now a grown up.
Was he a kid? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, he was a child actor. And by the way, one of the more well-adjusted child actors
Yes.
ever
I
existed,
recognize this guy's face.
because he's Neil Patrick Harris is a baller, and he's a gay dude who played one of the biggest womanizers on TV ever in
Oh,
How
that's
I Met Your Mother. There you go. So there's Doogie Howser, MD.
Nice. He kind of gets away with it then.
Right.
You know? You're
Right.
a big womanizer. Oh, you womanizer. I'm homosexual. Oh.
Right. In the show, he hits on women. He delivers lines. He is the smoothest guy ever, and gets all the chicks and all that other business.
Hey,
So-
calamari, how you doing?
So I saw a show. I saw a rerun of this. Not when it was on. 'Cause I was a little before my time. Not too much for it, but I saw a rerun of this. And the episode was he went to go do a tour in I think either Africa or one country in one of the Southeast Asia, but anyway, somewhere where the conditions, I think it was Africa, but it was somewhere where the conditions were horrible. Huge risk of infection. It was a surgical unit. Huge risk of infection, huge risk of disease, that even if they do the surgery correctly, their life expectancy is maybe 18 months later or maybe 2 weeks later. And it's a stressful situation.
Sure.
And he got an offer to come down there and work with him because this doctor, they needed someone to fill in for like 2 months. And this one doctor who was the head of that surgical unit was renowned, and he's a very well-respected doctor. So they invite Doogie down there, and he gets down there, and they start doing their operations or whatever. And the doctor is singing and dancing and cracking jokes, and they do Mickey Mouse, hey Mickey Mouse, wherever we will go, to raise the banner high, 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 and they're singing the Mickey Mouse song while they're doing the surgery, right? And they're cracking wise, and it's just this big party while all around them is death and disease and losing life and all this other stuff, right? So Doogie comes down there. Doogie comes down there, and he can't handle it. Like, he is, why are you guys singing? Look at this guy on the table, and he's all, So he's trying to do this. Doogie's covered in sweat, and he's operating bad. And finally, he gets something down, and he throws the stuff down. He walks out, right? And the doctor, meanwhile, look over, and the doctor's got a glove on his head, and he's cracking wise, and they're operating on dudes in the same deal, right? And so someone goes over to Doogie, and they said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "You believe the behavior of those guys in there?" And there's this little exchange, and he says, "By the way, you're out here."
And he's in there.
And he's in there doing it, right? And then they turn around and went back in. And that was a big shock. That was the big deal. That's how you deal. That's the only way you can deal, is to keep going.
The only way.
Right. That, for some reason, a dumb show, that scene stuck with me forever. And so from that on out, I rationalized that's how EMTs get through all of their stuff, is they crack wise, and they gotta put that in a little corner of their mind. That's how doctors do. That's how the ER doctors do it. That's probably how soldiers do it.
It's exactly what we do. We make light of everything.
Yes.
Everything is a joke.
That's how soldiers do it. That's how anyone who is in these extreme situations that are outside the normal human experience, they have to rationalize it somehow. And they go, and either crack jokes, most of the time it's cracking jokes, or you just kind of build this wall up and you just don't talk about it, right? And you just say, "Oh yeah, let's get some coffee," right? "Oh yeah, this coffee's great," or they find something else to talk about, right? But
that's right at home, right here, Clowntown.
Oh, dude,
it's exactly. It's how it is. You have to do this.
Yeah.
A lot of 99% won't ever experience this. They won't ever be in this situation. But for the people who have to deal with this is
yeah.
It can look really evil from the outside, I guess.
Right.
To be so cold, seemingly so joking about it.
Yeah.
But really, it's the opposite.
Right. And by the way, the wrap up of that episode is there's some music comes up, right? And there's whatever. And then the next thing you know, Doogie Howser comes right. 2 minutes later, he comes right in the lab room with this little grin on his face, and he has a rooster head on his fat, and he says, and then he comes in and starts singing with him, and now he's back on the table operating.
Hey Tim, what's up, my friend?
Right. Anyway, there you go.
So I gotta do it, man.
So you
cannot.
That
it's a bit rough.
You got to keep going. It's one of the interesting things about humanity is that our ability to move forward.
One step at a time.
Right, one step at a time.
You go through anything one step at a time.
Yep. Anyway, interesting.
That was one of my favorite sayings. I can do X forever. Like we're doing push-ups. I don't feel like doing push-ups. I can do push-ups forever. I can do push-ups for 24 hours. I don't care. I can do it. Let's just do it. I can do push-ups for the next 10 minutes. Let's keep doing the push-ups. Let's keep doing this thing that I don't want to do for as long as it takes to do it, because I can do it.
Because you can.
That idiotic kind of rationale is what you got to do. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
One step in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other.
All right.
I want to watch Doogie Howser now.
Yeah, it was a well-written, well-executed show. I think I remember a few more of the episodes, but that one stuck with me in that that's how doctors get by. Right there. That's how doctors do it.
Yep.
right?
That's good commentary. I like
Yeah.
it.
Oh. When's the last time you went to Wendy's?
Never. I've been Wendy's in forever.
Forever.
I cannot. I don't know.
I need to. I hadn't been in a long time. I want to see their current menu.
Yeah. Be right back. I'm so sorry.
We got? Okay. Let me pull up Wendy's current menu. Let's do. What's he got it going on? I'm pull up the current menu. No, where is? Let's see. All right, there we go.
I'm back. Sorry.
No problem. Here we go. All right, I'll put this link in chat, and
The Wendy's menu?
right out of the gate, if you look into the Wendy's menu, actually, here's a second one. Yeah, Badger does have pants on. The
No.
first two burgers on the menu are no longer meat and cheese, like the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3 at Whataburger. And then somewhere
Right.
around number 4, you start getting into bacon. Then somewhere around number 6, you get into chicken, right?
Sure.
Oh no. Number 1 menu is a bacon queso burger.
It looks pretty good, actually.
Number 2 is a let me grab this.
It's a very strange menu. Actually, I think the thing that sticks out at me about this menu is actually the inclusion of calories. Immediately.
Right. And I was in a different kind of part of. I was in a different part of town, but I was not. I had to go to a different store. Oh, I had to go. It was a pet store. That's what it was. I had to go to a pet store to go get Buster's stupid food. Stupid food. Wendy's. And let me grab this picture for you.
I'm really
And
hungry now.
first thing that was on the menu was not a normal burger, but they were pimping this Wendy's this queso bacon queso burger. And
I've been seeing this a lot, actually. The whole putting queso on stuff.
Yeah.
Not sure why that's such a thing recently.
It's just cheese. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's cheese. So
I feel like that's also counterintuitive for the whole calorie counting thing that everyone's doing.
right. So usually my jam, is, if I ever end up at Wendy's, is the spicy chicken sandwich. It's really pretty good. It's chicken, lettuce, tomato, spicy, and I think it's a little bit of mayo, a nice little dressing.
Sure.
I rolled up here and I said, "Oh yeah, I think we just went into bacon land here," because I usually have a pretty darn good diet, and like you would be surprised how much of this time where I've been by myself for 6 weeks, how many salads I've eaten, and how much
nice.
vegetables
You
I've
got a good diet.
eaten. I've probably eaten 70% of vegetarian meals since I've been by myself. I almost rarely have meat, and when I do, it's usually just like beef and avocado plus some avocados and some cheese and whatever. There's very little carbs or whatever. So
Cool, yeah.
like I eat pretty healthy.
That's good. I mean, it's hard to do that because it takes time and effort to do so.
Right.
It's getting easier because luckily we've had this big push for places like Wendy's to have a salad on the menu right there.
Oh yeah.
On the number menu.
Yeah. But when I rolled up in this Wendy's, I said, "Oh yeah, throttle up, baby! Like we're doing this bacon."
I'm taking the double queso sandwich. Just give me a queso on bread, please.
Yeah, and I threw down on the bacon chicken sandwich, bacon queso chicken sandwich. That burger was $6 for the burger only.
Oh.
No
wow,
fries, no drink, no nothing. $6. $5.77 plus tax takes it over $6. And I went, "Oh my goodness, that's a bunch." So I was not prepared for that when I realized that after I ordered it. It was pretty god dang delicious.
Good?
The
Good.
feeling I got, though, when I was done was as if I'd been with a prostitute, I think. I was...
You a little dirty, you know? Like, you
I
paid for
felt,
what you got. It wasn't necessarily wrong, but, you know...
I feel like it's a victimless crime, okay?
It is, definitely. Like, it was a agreeable exchange of goods. Like,
yeah, there was nothing illegal about this. I sent currency this way. They sent a burger this way. It was a
Right.
consensual adult exchange here.
It's fine.
But
A little bit bad about it, though.
yeah, I felt quite a bit bad about it afterwards. It was not a very good a good experience. The burger was delicious. However, the 25 minutes after the burger was done, I was I should not have overpaid for such mouth pleasure.
I hear that this happens with vegetarians. People who are vegetarians for any amount of time, really, they start eating meat and they immediately get sick. Like,
Yeah.
it makes them ill.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be a vegetarian, but I like meat in my mouth a lot.
Yeah.
So.
It's pretty
If
good.
if there was like, if they were growing meat in vats, I feel like that would be vegetarian also, you know? Like, if it didn't even come from an animal, you put a cell from a cow into a vat, and that vat turned into a steak.
Right.
That's not really eating meat, per se.
Well,
It's like tofu, you
Well-
know? But it's meat.
I mean, very soon. Soundbite. I like meat in my mouth. Two
meat in my
sound bites. Two things is that we are going to be very close to 3D printed steaks,
Yeah, exactly. It's
and
exactly
I
what
think
it is.
they've already done it a couple times.
I mean, they've done that with a pig's liver, basically, a
Right.
working pig's liver. I don't think they've done a heart. They grew a couple organs in these vats that function. They actually used them for a transplant. The pig died later, but yeah.
Yep, there he goes. 3D. It's Daily Mail, but it is 3D printed meat exhibited in Melbourne, Australia. The article says 3D printed meat is on the way, comma, and it will be disruptive. Like this is from
Yeah, sure.
this is from March of this year, and it says that they are. There's a little video there that shows them printing meat using this little bio thing, and the printer's going along and laying layers of this meat over there, and then they cook it and eat it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's meat for sure. Definitely doesn't look fantastic. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe spice it up a little bit.
Right. You're gonna have to kind of print it. Okay, if it comes in a very nice symmetrical shape, we're going to reject it.
Yeah.
It's got to be printed imperfectly, like it was cut from a
Right.
cow.
Because that's how we recognize it.
That's how we will recognize. That's how we are familiar with it. It's the same way that when I take a picture, this phone could make any noise it wants, but instead it goes
Chick.
right. There's no shutter.
Yeah, duh. There's no shutter.
there's
That's
no
what that
moving
noise
parts.
is. That noise wasn't put into old cameras. That's the noise the shutter made.
Right.
When you took a picture.
Right. It's actually a mechanical thing going in. And you know what?
Right.
Every single phone has the default picture taking because it's meaningful to us and it's recognizable.
Right. I'm
Probably-
sure there's like a word for what this is.
Yeah. It could have been beep, right? Beep.
Right.
That's it.
Beep. Whatever
it.
noise.
Whatever
that was
noise.
a confirmation noise.
Right. Some sort of confirmation. But now, yeah. So I think the same thing is going to be here. If it comes in these little perfectly circular mesh patties, we're going to reject it because it's not going to be familiar with it. We need imperfection and we need it familiar, right?
So you
So
can print into whole tenderloins and we can cut them into steaks.
right,
I think it looks mushy to me.
yeah. It looks a little
Press on it, and it would just go away.
Right.
Move out of the way of you.
yeah. It looks a little iffy. But what I would think is, you could change the sound or turn it off. But I'm just saying default is it's
Default
meaningful
is.
to us.
Yeah.
And the reason
That's why it's default.
that's why it's default, right?
Yeah.
Is we hit the button.
You missed the point.
Yeah, and it could go hey, or it could go hat switch. You know,
As a
you could put it
default.
whatever. Hat
Universal default.
switch.
That'd be great, actually. Well, I don't know. I like to take my pictures stealthily. I don't want anybody to know I'm taking pictures.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So mine goes.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, so this August,
Where?
August
Okay.
5th, I will be at the YouTube creator event.
Oh, when? Is it
What's
this
the
weekend?
location? It's the 5th. August 5th, not this weekend. No.
August 5th. I want to talk to you about
August
that.
Oh, you going?
No.
Yeah, it's on Saturday.
Do I need to?
Do you have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube?
Oh, no way.
You're not allowed to go.
I can't go. Can I? I can't get in.
You can get in.
No, screw that.
So,
Do you have 1,000 subscribers?
Mm-hmm.
How many you got?
7,000. 7,000 subscribers on YouTube.
You have 7,000?
Yes, I have 7,000. I also have 17,000 followers on Twitch.
You have 7,000 YouTube subscribers? How many?
Yeah. I post a YouTube video pretty much every day.
That's great.
We're at 7,297.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That was your gateway to partnership. I think.
Mhm.
Remember, that was your
YouTube streaming.
YouTube streaming. It just went nuts, right?
Some days, I'm like, should I be partnered with Twitch? Some days.
Right.
Thank you, Plant.
Yeah. I do not have those
metal
many
grinder make
subscribers.
burgers.
God dang.
Mm.
Okay. Well, never mind. I was gonna ask you about. Hey, do you? Because here's the thing. I want you to get out and go to stuff, particularly when it's related to this job.
Yeah.
And if I need to go there and drag your ass to an event, then to get you to go, then I will do it. If you need me to, or if you need me to,
You
because
come pick me up and bring me.
if I got to drag you out and it's going to be awesome for you, yeah, then we need to do it. But if you're going already, then I can't get in, then I'm happy for you. That's good.
Yeah, if you can't get in, sorry, man.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm aware, Jason. Thank you.
Yeah, you could always say F it. Yeah.
Am I allowed to bring a +1? No, I'm not.
No, I can't. Yeah.
It's supposed to be a YouTube creator only meetup. Like they paid for a hotel, not a hotel, but like a location to do it in the hotel.
Venue, yeah.
And they set all this stuff up and hire people to do so. So they want to have as few people there as possible to have the biggest impact.
Right.
I mean, this is set up by YouTube, and I was invited by YouTube to come. So
Right.
I probably, it'll be a waste of my time, and I'll be bored, maybe. Or maybe I'll make one new YouTube buddy, or maybe I'll learn one new thing. That'll probably be worth it.
Right. Yeah, or you'll learn one thing to grow your channel, and you'll get 500 extra bumps or something, or it'll be a stepping stone to something, right?
Yeah. So I'll be there if you guys have 1,000 YouTube subscribers.
Good.
Meet me up.
Hey, okay. Well, then that's the little item I had in the spreadsheet was talk to you about your August event.
No, so yeah, that's what I was looking. I was also looking on the spreadsheet. So it should be pretty interesting. I'll let you guys know how it go. I need to do some more vlogs. Man, everyone asks me to do vlogs. It's super out of my comfort zone.
Like
to do
what?
Vlogs. I've never done vlogs.
Not
like,
let's
hey
play.
guys,
Here's
sorry?
what I'm. Hey guys, here's what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
Here's
Hey
my
guys,
thoughts
I'm
for the
just
day.
Talk about my day, drink coffee, do the thing, like a vlog where it's silly and weird. I think I don't know. I guess I do it anyway. I talk to myself anyway. It's just something I've never done before.
Well,
So
either you're like this and you're talking with somebody,
right,
or
talking about something. There's content.
you're
for me
doing
to-
something in the background and there's a
Right.
game going on. You're talking about the game, or you're talking with chat.
Right.
All of those things are gone.
Right. I'm just talking
And it's just-
about me,
Right.
I guess, to you with no input whatsoever, which
Right.
I think I definitely can do. I don't think I could have done that at the start of my career doing this.
Right.
But I think I definitely can do it now. I could sit here and talk about what's going on.
Right.
I didn't know if you were going to make it here today, and I was ready to go live by myself. Because I think you usually are on me.
Oh
way
yeah.
before
I
the start,
I was in the turlet.
Don't worry, I'm always ready to go. Okay, I'm always ready to get my +1 back. All right. So I think I definitely can do it. It'll be weird. So expect that coming out maybe after this YouTube event. Maybe we'll do some recording at the YouTube event. In fact, which is my phone, and we'll see. We'll see. How it goes.
Yeah. Get out of your comfort zone. That'd be great.
So yeah, 4th and 5th, I'll be there. I think.
Right.
So it'll be that's exactly what it is. My comfort zone needs to be popped a little bit.
Yep.
That's it.
That's good.
I actually might have to go to 5th. In fact.
So, okay, good. So, in that regard, I'm asking you a little bit more about your career here. So, you're going to hit 1,000 days, right?
Yep.
What
And
day are
1,000
you?
days,
What day are you
6
on right now?
We need another 280 days. Last time I looked to get to 1,000 days. Crap, let me see what day I'm on right now.
I want to do some math and see when that happened.
857. am on right now. This is I guess today's stream is 857.
Okay, 857. And you need 243 days, right? Equals today. Equals now. Oh god. Come on. All right. Equals today. I'm doing Excel because it's the easiest thing to add. Equals that plus 243. All right, so March 20th. Right? That is that's very, very close to your quitting,
Achievement day.
your achievement day, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it happens to coincide. Well, I started March 15th is the day I started streaming.
Right.
So, yeah.
So you should cross it that week. Yeah, March 20th. We'll call it your achievement week. Finish out that week and then vacation.
I'm gonna take a vacation. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I am not gonna stream.
All right. 857. Sorry. 143. Sorry,
It's only 143.
duh. No. So
You're
that
doing
is
math here. I'm believing you.
Dang it. You're right, Shady. I don't know, for some reason I got yeah, you're right. Dang it.
Whatever. Come on. Just come on.
Come on. Okay.
Yeah, actually, it'll be a Saturday that it'll be. So
Oh, December this year.
December this year it'll be done.
Yeah.
You promise it'll be vacation? I'm not necessarily saying I'll take a vacation with you. There'll be vacation for me, yes.
Right.
I mean, I might just sit in the house for a week and not do anything.
Right.
I mean, if you want to go do something, we can talk about it.
So
it's a vacation for me.
143 days from right now is December 10th. Right?
Maybe I actually don't want to take off then. I'd rather stream until the new year. Because December is a good. Maybe we'll push it a little further than that.
It's a fantastic month. January is a way better. All the content creators talk about January and how horrible it is.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll push through December. We'll do another 20 days on top of that, and then New Year you won't see me on the 1st.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird. Maybe I think that I want to stick to this because I need a break.
Yeah.
I really do.
It'd be
I
good.
just need some time to recover. I know it seems like it's not really a hard job. There's not a lot going on, and I've kind of had that mentality myself for some time.
Right.
But I'm realizing more and more and more that the stress is absolutely insane when you own your own thing, when you're doing your own job, when you're CEO of TBGB Incorporated. There's a lot of pressure, and that it's kind of hard to see and to quantify.
Right.
But it really is there, and it does have an effect on my work.
And 100%. And also, you do need to get away and get it together and clear your head and step away from it. And you probably will come back with this also renewed energy, good ideas, all kinds of good stuff. So
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like that's going to be 100% what's going to happen. I'm going to come back and be like, all right, I don't know why I was gone. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, is when you're coming back, it'll be, I cannot wait to get back.
Yes, I bet. Because right now, even while I feel like I'm stressed, the idea of taking a day off is foreign and weird.
Right.
And I think what's going to happen is it's going to be 9 p.m. on the day I haven't streamed yet, and it'll be like,
oh, yeah.
maybe I should just stream. I mean, it's not a big deal. I'll just stream. I'll just break my vacation time. I'll just do a quick.
I'll just do 30-minute vlog.
30-minute vlog, right? I'll just do something.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can get over it.
All right. So, yeah. Anyway, so let's think about that day, because we should do something that does not involve
Work.
like save an evening or something, because our interactions outside of this have really only been an hour or two.
Yeah.
And we should figure some other stuff out. So
100% agree. It'd be fantastic to hang out with you, content. I intend to try to go to California and visit Shady.
Really awesome.
There's a couple other people that I would like to visit as well. So maybe I'll do some traveling, some long distance driving, which I haven't done in a while.
Oh yeah, you like that? You're a
Maybe
driver.
that'll keep, yeah, well, it's fine as long as I'm driving. It'll be okay.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see where I end up in the country. Maybe we'll do some. Maybe I'll get a camera actually, like a nice camera, nice vlogging camera, and walk around and vlog with it.
Yeah, and just save them.
Yeah, I will definitely probably have a nightmare at some point in Plantera where I wake up in a cold sweat like, I didn't stream yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
That number's gone.
That number's gone. Right. That's not bad. A 1,000 days. You can.
Not bad.
That is something that when you walk into that YouTube creator meeting.
Yeah, definitely.
No, probably nobody has done 1,000 days in a row.
I think it's a very, very, very tiny percentage of even people who have scheduled a YouTube video, not even done a live stream, scheduled a YouTube video for
every day for
1,000
days.
in a row.
Right.
Probably PewDiePie hasn't done that.
I will tell you also, when you step into TwitchCon, to TwitchCon in San Francisco or wherever San Diego, wherever they have it.
Yep.
Probably 10 other people, maybe at that whole thing.
Maybe in the Twitch lifetime, 10 other people have done 3 years in a row.
Right.
My intention was 1 year in a row. P.S.
Right.
I was impressed that I did 1 year in a row, and I was glad about that. Going to 2 years was kind of on a whim. Going to 3 years, I didn't even think about it. I just did it.
Yeah. Right.
It was it was a habit rather than something that I intended to do.
It wasn't a goal. It was a habit. Right.
It was a habit. Right.
Yeah.
Which actually that's pretty freaking sick, man. That's the takeaway for me from this. I got into a habit of working every single day.
Right. That's great. That's great. Yeah, you're a worker. So the good news is that when you walk into any of these meetings or when you walk into TwitchCon or anything else, there are no other streamers. You will probably never meet another streamer that has gone 1,000 days every day.
I think that's probably right. I'll probably never actually shake hands with another person who's done 3 years.
Right. And by the way, if you want to be promoted on Twitch, I am a partnered streamer. I've streamed every day for 1,000 days. Front page me.
Front page me, BB.
Yeah, front page me right now. Right? Ask me about my 1,000-day challenge. Yeah.
I was just thinking that in the back of my head. I streamed for 3 years.
No. 1,000 days.
Well, sure.
That's more powerful than 3 years.
Right. Big numbers are better.
1,000 days in a row. Stream for 1,000 days in a row. Ask me about that. Boom.
Let's go make a shirt right now.
That's worth a $32 comfy shirt that you can wear around and say, ask me about that. You should roll up into TwitchCon with that.
That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, I have some intentions of going to some conventions at some point. I'm not sure how that's going to work for me or what's going to go on with that.
Right.
We'll probably eventually end up some conventions. I don't really like flying at all, so yeah.
There are some in your area. I think there's a
there's sometimes they are. Yeah.
There's sometimes they are. So
that's why I'm interested in this. YouTube did a great job letting me know that hey, it's literally like 10 miles from you. Do you want to go to this?
Yeah. Good.
I just drive to it.
I'll get as a YouTube partner. I'll get emails occasionally that says, "Hey, there's a live webinar happening here, a live whatever happening," but it's never an in-person event because that's the next tier. That's the next tier up. I think that's 1,000 or whatever it is.
So what's very interesting about YouTube is, unlike Twitch, YouTube is constantly throwing in my face, "Hey, learn how to do something. Hey, get educated. Hey, let's talk about what you can do to improve your channel."
Right.
Because it's not that Twitch doesn't have this mentality, but I think YouTube has really locked it in. This is one of the things where YouTube is really advanced on. The way that our platform will dominate other platforms is the people who use our platforms to live on.
Right.
If they live there, they make money there, they make the content there, they are our lifeblood. And to be the opponent killer, we don't have to have necessarily better technology or better services, but we have to have Markiplier. We have to have PewDiePie. We have to have these people using our service.
Right.
And they're doing really well with that because nobody does VODs on Twitch, but some people do stream on YouTube.
Right. No one does VODs. Yeah, right, on Twitch.
No one does VODs on Twitch. They just haven't.
Right. They may go back and look at something like this. We get a fair amount of VOD play when we do ours because our buddies will come back and put this on in the background and listen to it. By the way, you can go to our YouTube channel, do exclamation point YouTube and chat. You can go back and the VODs are catching up. There is one a day, every day at noon. It still has that bullcrap channel name. Subscribe and we'll get that fixed. So
yeah, Ash will be gone for the next couple of days.
But there will be in a video every month. I think I've got scheduled a video every day at noon, and I think it's scheduled out 5 days out. So
sweet.
Anyway, it'll get caught up, and then what we'll do is we'll get in the habit of putting this out every Saturday at noon.
Good call, yeah.
It will drop. This show will drop on YouTube and on iTunes Saturday at noon. So there you go.
I think we talk to each other. We both need to be more on this YouTube side of things. We're always here for the show. We're always here live. We're always putting out. there's a lot of background work that we could do. But
Yeah,
because we both
100%.
have our own separate channels and are working on that kind of stuff, it's kind of hard to dedicate to another channel.
Right.
But for all of those who enjoy this stream the most, they don't watch any of our other stuff. Thank you for that, and we'll
Yeah.
work on the YouTube
Yeah,
stuff.
welcome to that stuff. Yeah, but yeah. So once I get caught up, then we'll get in a routine of dropping it every Saturday, because we can't drop it the next day at Friday, because technically it's 24 hours, and our likeness cannot be on another platform until 24 hours. So we'll just drop it then on Saturday. So that's how we'll do it. Okay. Avery helped me again today. We love Avery.
You had another Avery? I'm surprised Avery's still working there. Hashtag hire Avery.
She's so good. Avery's my girl. What she does is I wave, and she says, hey, how are you doing? And because she recognizes me now, and then I show her, and she goes, I gotcha, and
Nice.
and I do give her my phone, because she'll go.
New phone, who dis?
Yeah, she does the deal. Avery is the one person who she'll take the phone, she'll read it, and she does this, looks at me for verification, cheeseburger, no onions, order of fries, large drink, to go, some ketchup packets, and I give her a thumbs up, and she says, hits the button, and then she says, okay. And then she says, hang on, it'll be your card. And she says, while you're doing your card, I'm gonna read it back to you to make sure. Like, she does that a couple times she makes double sure. She continues to talk to me.
Triple trick?
And then she passes a drink cup over, and then she says, and you are guest number 42. If you'll wait right over there. So there she goes.
Hashtag hire Avery, because I don't understand how she doesn't have a job as a manager.
Right. So no. So that's what I'm waiting on, Plantera, is I want her. I'm waiting for her to memorize it. So when she sees me coming, she can just go, same order, and I'll give her thumbs up, and she goes, bam, 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 687. Right.
The huge. I hope that doesn't happen to her. I hope that no one works at a fast food restaurant for any appreciable amount of time to where you get to memorize the customer's order.
Number 3, no pickles and cheese.
For Avery. See, I've had that happen with a guy before, and that guy never had a smile on his face. Okay?
Oh, mansies.
He knew my order. He wasn't happy about it.
Right. Yeah, I guess so. So Avery helped me again today, and it was awesome. It was fairly uneventful. And I usually like to go in when there's other people at the counter. I felt myself waiting until there's at least one other person in front of me, so I don't.
The walk up to them is a time where you would normally say hi.
Right.
So if you can get closer, close that gap.
Yes.
You don't have that. You can have the phone.
Right. Yes. And I also don't want to be. I don't want to draw attention from the other customers in the restaurant, because the tables at this place are fairly close to the cash register. So I may. I don't want them to look over and see what I'm doing. I kind of just want this interaction to be me and the workers.
Right.
I don't really want to draw the attention of the patrons, because they have nothing to lose. They're under no obligation. They're under no obligation.
They don't work here.
To treat me like
Fairly.
a customer.
Right.
Who
knows what they could do?
Who knows what they? Right. I don't want to.
Heathens.
I don't want to pop open that variable. The workers that are there are kind of under obligation to treat me well and treat me like customers, especially with my disability.
Disability. You're the guy who goes to where would you go on a roller coaster at?
Disney
Theme
World.
park.
Yeah, theme park.
Someplace, and you go in a wheelchair, but there's nothing wrong with you at all.
No, that is
You're just skipping lines?
exactly wrong. That I don't get any special privileges because I don't use a voice.
Well, but I feel like if you're willing to take advantage,
I
have a disability.
What advantage do I get? Name my advantage.
I guess you don't.
I don't have an advantage. I don't. There's no advantage taken because I don't get an advantage. Right?
By small degrees, we are corrupted to wield the devil's sword. Okay, that's all I'm saying. The next step for you is wheelchair. Okay.
No, You say take advantage of these people. What advantage?
Take
There's
advantage.
nothing taken. There's no.
You're getting there, all right? You're working up to it. A serial killer as a young child very often kills small animals to practice his craft, right? You, as an adult, are faking an illness in order to make fun of, get a joke out of things, which I guess isn't like a goal in and of itself. I don't know. Clown chat, look. There's
See?
probably like a psychiatrist out there
You're
that would say a lot of things
Oh yeah,
about
for
your
sure. The
activity.
audience is split over this thing. Half
Right.
half of the folks, half of our combined fans,
Right.
half of them think I'm a hero, and half of them think I'm completely disgusting for what I'm doing every Thursday.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's right.
And I told a couple of my buddies at my office,
And they've kind of maybe some
And-
of them had a sour expression.
and most of them are confused, but I think 3 of them are, you're an ass. You are an ass. Why would you do that to them? That's cruel.
Probably the people
You
who
should
worked in
stop
that
that right
environment
now. I hate that.
before.
I hate that you do that. And the other 2 are, that's the most hilarious thing. That's so interesting. Tell me about that. That's awesome. Why in the
Tell
world?
me more.
How in the world did you think of that? Oh yeah, it's the same. It's the same percentage of the audience. They're split. Yes.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. And I think
Definitely.
you're starting to turn. I think you were pretty you were thumbs up when I first started doing it, and now I think the worm is starting to
As
turn.
time goes on, it gets more and more sadistic, you know? It's more and more like bottom line evil. Like Hitler's in like, yeah, good job. I'm liking this. Keep going. Oh, you know what? I thought of something earlier. So, if you had a chance to take the life of Hitler, and that would hopefully take out the Nazi regime before he could get going, save millions of lives.
Right.
Would you do so? I think the common answer to that is probably yes. So, would you get killing Hitler? Would you, if you did some really bad things previously, like you hurt somebody, you were abusive, does your karma get like a reset? You know, you wouldn't go to jail. Maybe you get a pardon for doing the really evil things that you did.
Maybe.
Okay, so to invent the time machine to go back and kill Hitler, you had to kill 6 children. It was like it ran on virgin blood or something. I
Right.
don't know. Satan himself did it. So you went back, you killed Hitler, admitted to your crimes. Would you go to jail, or would it be like, okay, we'll pardon you?
By the
We'll put
way,
you in house arrest?
you just saved 50.
Millions.
You just saved 6 million.
Millions
You
of
just
lives,
6
right?
minutes. Primarily Jews, but other immigrants that were in Germany
I mean,
and Austria.
all the soldiers and stuff as well.
Right.
Everyone who died in World War II,
right.
and because of consequences.
Anyone in
the
the European conflict, you just saved all those
you
people.
saved their lives.
Right.
You could probably get in house arrest. So with that principle in mind,
Well,
since Hitler killed himself,
isn't he?
karma neutral, you know?
Isn't he absolved? Well,
Hitler wasn't so bad. He killed Hitler.
well, yeah, right. Well, actually, he killed himself after he did all the horrible things. So if he if he pre-killed himself, then he would be fine.
Pre-killed. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, you had to pre-kill. Okay, yeah, all right, you're right.
And
Okay.
as
I was working through that in my head.
as a historian, as a student of history, and one of the other applicants to Enough About You, oddly enough, is
applicants.
a history buff. His name is Sam, and my buddy Sam is and I were talking, and he says, that there were around 12 different opportunities to assassinate Hitler that the Allies could have done fairly easily. And the long story short is they didn't, because Hitler's generals would have taken over, and they were deemed to be better strategists than Hitler.
Hitler wasn't okay. Hitler's an orator, but
Right.
also because he was commander in chief, he was allowed some stratagem.
Correct.
But he wasn't necessarily the highest martial skill of all his guys.
Correct.
Right, sure.
I wouldn't say fairly easily, but they had good, solid opportunities to either bomb or...
Well, airplanes kind of do this, right?
Right.
Okay, Hitler's going to be driving on this road here. We're going to send one guy, and he's going to ram his airplane into Hitler's vehicle.
Right.
What going to do?
Pretty good chance, right? Pretty good chance, right? So...
It's kind of hard.
Right.
Stop
So yeah, there were a lot of different opportunities, and the Allies said no because they were afraid of an actual military
leader
to get into place. Because you're right. Hitler came to power because of charisma, right, and because
his
of the
ability
message,
to orate,
right,
his speeches.
his speeches, right. They did. They tried to. Yeah, they did. And I think near the end of the European conflict, they were saying no, we got to ride this out now. So
I see. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Look, all you history buffs and guys out there who are like, you don't know what happened, Badger. If you killed Hitler, we could have a worse outcome. You don't know what happened either. Okay.
yeah, we
Don't you
couldn't
put it
have.
on me. Who knows what would happen?
Right.
It could be all freaking flowers and roses if Hitler died when he was young.
Right.
All right. You don't know.
But
Don't you tell me that you know what would happen.
I mean, even just like the pendulum that is swinging anti-immigrant in Europe now, right now,
Yep.
right? That
Right.
pendulum was already
United
swinging
States.
swinging that way because of economics times in the 30s, right?
Especially because of the Treaty of Versailles is what really caused a lot of World War II. The economic downturn of Germany,
Right.
and then the vision of that and the ability to grasp onto that of a tyrant.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Badger
And
needs to watch Time Travel show.
Right.
West, dude, if I were to travel in time to a different time, this universe would not be affected because it would be a different universe. Okay? That's how time travel works. Come at me, bro.
come at me.
Okay?
One interesting thing. I used to watch Quantum Leap a lot.
Sure, yeah.
I've watched
Always
almost
pretty
every. I watched reruns of this. Me and my college roommate happened to be off at the same time in the middle of the day, and I would do my first class. I'd come home, and Quantum Leap would be on right as I walked in. And
Oh,
it would-
yeah.
as-
I think I watched a lot of shows like that.
Right.
Come home from school. This is on. Yeah, I'm just going
I'm just gonna watch it.
to watch that.
And so they handled a lot of stuff in World War II. They even handled JFK assassination, where he became I want to say he was a Secret Service agent, and he said that his thing was to his mission every time was to fix time, right?
Right.
He had to go back and he had to right the wrong that time got wrong, right? So he had to. One of them was he had to do this thing around the JFK assassination, but the way they explained it was he says, "Look, I did everything I was supposed to do, but JFK still got killed." And he says, why did he still get killed? Wasn't I supposed to save the president, right? I'm a Secret Service agent. I'm supposed to dive in front, right? And he says, and Al with the computer says, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. Remember, in your Swiss cheese brain, you forgot that the gunman killed Jackie and Jack.
Ah,
John.
so him forgetting was part of the timeline, and
Right.
such that the way that it turned out was exactly what he did.
Right.
Because even though he was thinking that he needed to do a certain thing,
Right.
it
How?
all turned out the way it should
not
do
how.
because of everything.
I think it was
How-
Ziggy. Ziggy was the computer, I thought, right?
It's been a long time since I've seen that. Very long time.
Anyway, but
So you don't believe in the multiverse, only a single universe? No. What? Hello?
But
Hello? Look.
what they said was, originally, the gunman killed both of them, and you saved the first lady
Right.
by your actions, and that's how originally history was supposed to go. Because that's how they all have it. Is our history is a certain way because these things happened, because Sam went back in time and fixed all the things in the past, and now
Sure,
our history
yeah.
today is because of Sam, right? It's
And then
all
you could
fixed.
say Sam also had no choice but to do those things because it was already preordained.
Right.
Like Sam was already always going to do the right thing no matter what
Right.
because
We're here.
he ended up there in the
Right.
first place. Which
Yeah.
which is what causes the break in mental logic, because if he had to get there, you know?
Right.
So it's the multiverse theory, right? It's
Right.
actually Sam didn't travel to the same universe in which he is from. He traveled to a separate universe, and then he changed the timeline of that universe, and that's the universe we're in.
Right.
So that's my favorite standing theory for time travel. The instant that you travel time, you don't actually travel within your own time. You just jump to a different timeline, and then you affect that timeline. But that timeline was already going to be affected by the things that you were going to do anyway before you time traveled. So your impact there is actually null.
Right.
You
It-
didn't actually do anything.
There's a great part in there's a great segment in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure where they do this. They go, we need a car right now, so what you should do is go back in time after we're done with all this and go steal your dad's keys and leave them right here by this bench.
And then they reach over.
And he says, great idea. And then they said, we'll do that later. And then they go, hey, the keys.
Yeah,
you know,
the
and they
keys,
go,
yeah, exactly.
okay, so remember, after we're all done, we got to go back and steal the keys. And they say, so that this will happen. And then they go, wait,
Right.
but it did happen. Look, we got it. You know, and then they just magically have keys by thinking and planning that they were going to go back in time and steal the keys.
See, that's why the multiverse theory holds up a lot better, I
Right,
think.
right.
Because it doesn't. Because the guys who have the keys, I have no issue doing that now. I don't want to do it anymore because I already have the keys. That's the only way it works out if you're jumping. The other guys that you left behind, the Cronenberg universe,
Right.
those guys are screwed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So actually, in my one time, I went to go see. Ash and I went to go see Neil deGrasse Tyson. He actually brought that segment up on Bill and Ted and went, hey, this is actually kind of single thread timeline correct. He says, and he did mention something like, well, when you get into the multiverse, that stuff breaks down. He says, but this is actually a movie that handled time travel pretty well.
Because that's what you would do. If
Right.
you were the inventor of the time traveling thing, you'd go back to yourself and be like, hey, I got you. Here's the equation that
Yeah.
you will eventually invent
Right.
to do the thing.
Here's
You just
this
have it.
stock. It's called APL. Okay. There's another stock called GOOG. Okay. I want you to sink all the money that you have into those
You're
two.
right, yeah.
Right.
That would be the first thing.
Yeah.
Investment advice, because
Right.
that pays off after time.
100%.
Or
Yeah.
racing. Oh man, any type of gambling would be incredible.
Yeah.
Especially racing, because it's you probably won't have an impact on it.
Right.
Like you probably have an impact on dice rolls if you go back. Kind of smaller things.
In 1996, there was in 1997. No, in 1997. Yes. There's
Yes, no?
going to be this fight. It is Mike Tyson versus
Right.
James Buster Douglas.
All
Buster
your money
Douglas is a 40-1 underdog. You need to sell all of your things and put it on Buster Douglas, the 40-1 underdog.
So now how
Done.
we turn this into a movie, though, is we do this, right? We go back in time, and then you put all your money on Buster Douglas,
Uh-huh.
and then because you put all your money on him, he throws the fight because he made a deal with the mafia to get part of your cash.
Right. Yeah, something like The observer changes the experiment,
yeah,
right?
Oh, what is that from? That's a great quote. That's from something, yeah.
Schrodinger, I think, something like that. No, that's not something different. The
No, Schrodinger's cat
observer
is, if you can't see it, you don't know if it's
changes
alive or dead.
the observer.
What do we want? Time travel. When we want it, it's irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Stephen, I read somewhere that Stephen Hawking had a time traveler party, but didn't announce it to anybody
Oh, and
until
if
after
anybody,
it was
if
after it was
anybody
over.
showed up, then they were a time traveler.
Right.
Oh, snap. No shit. GG.
Yeah, nobody
I'm
nobody
gonna start
showed up.
saying I
Nobody
did that
nobody showed up.
because no one will be able to prove that I didn't.
Heisenberg, the observer effect. There you go.
Ah, okay. Nice. Once you've looked at something, so this is actually a really annoying thing for scientists right now in quantum physics,
Mm-hmm.
because the instant that you look at something in that scope, it changes it because you looked at it. It's kind of annoying when you're trying to measure something.
Right. Right. Yeah. And how do you? Yeah. It's Werner. I guess it's Werner Heisenberg.
Werner.
Right. Werner.
Werner.
Yeah. And so it's like.
I hear that Stephen Hawking has quite the libido.
Yeah. I've
hear
heard he has. I've heard he has a drive too. Good. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? Good for him.
Good for him.
Good for
Smartest
him.
man in the universe.
Good for him. Good for him. Good. Get her done, buddy. Get her done.
Get her done.
You've earned
Make
it.
as many, Babby. I
You-
hope that they actually are keeping samples of Stephen Hawking's
DNA.
semen, so they, like, if you're a woman and you want to have a babby, but you're not really interested in a relationship with a man, like, if you could be like, yeah, can I just be impregnated with Stephen Hawking's semen? That'd be freaking fantastic. Like, that's,
Well, it would have to be where we could CRISPR out the disease that he has and make sure that doesn't.
right. I'm sure. Oh yeah.
That
I'm
doesn't go on.
I would be quite sure that we could probably do that. I'm not sure what Stephen Hawking's actual.
His disease is. Oh, of course you would ask me.
Yeah, I don't know what he has.
Hawking disease. It is called. I don't think it's ALS. Oh, come on. Powerful sneeze. Sneeze that right into the mic. Come on.
Wow.
Yes. ALS.
I think just killed some brain cells.
ALS. Good.
ASL. Ass sucking lips.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a straw in there.
Anyway, the
It's like the juice is out.
that's grody. The so anyway, yeah, ALS is that would have to make it would have to make sure that didn't propagate. But yeah, at some point, CRISPR we're going to start. We talked about that a couple episodes ago, right? CRISPR.
Do we?
Yeah.
CRISPR?
CRISPR is going to. It's a way to edit DNA using
right.
inert viruses, right?
Yeah,
And
it's just
so-
retrovirus, as it's called.
Right, and so what you end up doing is
Gattaca.
the conversation is, okay, you would like a child. We can use your DNA and your DNA.
Mm-hmm.
We can put this child. We can make that together. But here's the thing: is you have a high history of cancer and you have a high history of heart disease. We're going to go in there. It's going to take us 90 minutes deal, but we can go in there and remove the genes that encourage that.
Right.
Absolutely.
We
Let's do
identified
that.
the genetics that make it so that your child will have poor eyesight and
Right.
also the color of his eyes as well, if you're interested in that.
Right.
And any of that genetic therapy
Right.
is completely free because it's sponsored by the government, because we don't want people who are hunchback or
Right.
going to suffer from heart disease or cancer or anything like that.
Right.
Because it's an utopian universe, everyone's healthcare is paid for because we're not animals. And the best way to get rid of those things is preventive medicine. And preventive medicine here starts in the womb
Right.
at this point.
Right.
You're never going to suffer from cerebral palsy. You're never going to suffer from cancer because we've
Right.
just removed that. We've identified that and taken it out. Never ADHD, never, I mean, whatever that
Whatever
could
it is,
possibly
right.
go on as a genetic disease, it's not
So
going to happen.
yeah, it starts off at diseases going, oh, absolutely, you do. Everyone agrees. We
Yes.
want to remove the cancer gene. Yes, let's
As
do that.
mandatory sweep. You don't have to buy that. You don't have to pay for that.
Right.
That's going to happen. We're doing that.
And then you would say, it's a 2-hour procedure for an extra 10 minutes of work.
Yeah.
We could make him. We could make it a him or her. So you
6
could
feet?
choose.
We
We could also make them 3 inches taller, because tall people have it easier than short people.
Yeah,
Shut up. You
$15 more
do. You do. You do. Shut up. You do. You do.
That's-
You do.
it-
You do. Shut up. You do.
It depends, what
By the
situation
way,
you're in.
We're in there for an extra 4 minutes. We can give them blonde hair.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Whatever
by
you
the
want.
way,
You-
we and then it gets a little slippery. Like, well, okay, well, what are we doing here? And then you go, okay, well, we've actually also found the gene that predisposes people to be gay. What do you do? What you gonna do,
Oh,
playa?
that's a good topic, Cloud.
Right.
What a button to hit.
Right.
I like it. Yeah, I don't know if it's possible to find that genetic or if that's a thing. I'm not 100%
Right.
sure on the research for that.
Right.
But if you could decide a child's sexual preference pre-conception, or I guess
Right.
after conception, it's very
Right.
slightly after conception.
Yeah, this one gene is 81% linked in gay dudes. Right.
So, I mean, you get a pretty good chance of your
Pretty
child being
good chance.
homosexual.
Right.
Right.
Right. Okay. We're 40 years down the track. We're 40 years from today, right? And we've identified to 81% certainty that there's a gay gene, right?
Right.
And we go, how about it? What you want? Or here's another one that is mind melting, and now you get into weird stuff. We've also found a gene that is 71% that predisposes you to being very religious. There's another gene that's right next to it that is 91% linked to being a left-wing bleeding heart liberal. Would you want that removed?
That'd be insane. The level of detail you could probably go into adjusting someone's psyche, it would be horrifying, actually.
Right.
It would be
Right.
scary. And I think the biggest issue that we're actually going to get into here,
What you gonna do, playa?
some
Right.
people some people would opt to not have these designer babies, and they would have children, as you couldn't stop them.
Right.
The normal way, the normal way.
Right.
They would do, and then those children would come out, and they wouldn't have those advantages. They would suffer from
Right.
all the things that a designer baby would not, and then they would be second-class citizens.
So now, yeah, right. So now you would
Their
have,
birth certificate would say of natural birth.
yeah, right. The divider line between rich and poor just went whammo, right?
Yep.
100
Before you're even born, it doesn't even
before
matter.
you're even born. Not even just bam, right? from the word go. Now, you talk about everyone talks about, hey, there's a lot of disadvantages and advantages based on where you're born, what part of town you're in, what country. Like everyone wins the lottery if you're in North America, right?
Right. Yep.
Hey, you won. You're an American. You won the lottery, buddy.
Globally,
you were born in Canada. You were born in Canada. You also won the lottery. Anywhere, U.S., Canada, you win. Even if you're in a poor area, you won, buddy. You won, right?
Right.
You really did.
Yeah, and because it's going to be subsidized by the government.
You really
100% the government is going to be like abso-freaking-lutely.
Right. And then
Venison.
you go, and now that dividing line gets way deeper from everyone else who starts taller, beautiful, not healthy. Gullible, healthy, no cancer, business oriented, IQ at 20 points to IQ, visionary, like all of these traits that we look for in awesome people and awesome leaders.
Great people, right?
Now we can smash them all in together into genetic preference and go, boom. And now we can go, and then we can make a ton of them. Right.
Right, and anybody who's not from these locations is going to be different. They're going to be marked. You're going to know probably. Like there's going to be, if you come from a country that didn't have this, you were born normal. You're not going to get hired. That's for dang sure. You're going to work in a call center maybe.
Right.
No business is going to be like, oh, you're a normal person. I'm not hiring you. Why would I? You're going to die.
Right.
Your health care is going to be terrible. You don't have the drive, the initiative that I suspect that you should have. You may, but I don't know. I haven't had a look at your genetic code. Like Jonathan over here, I know from the moment that he was born, he was predisposed to be a software engineer.
I don't have to pay for his cancer insurance for sure.
100%. He will never get cancer.
He will never get cancer. I also know I do not have to pay for heart disease. He'll never have heart disease. Right.
I gave him health insurance.
By the way,
he hasn't reached it once.
He's a safer driver than you.
His vision's perfect.
Vision's perfect.
Better than perfect.
Yeah, his vision's perfect. I don't have to pay. I barely have to pay for dental care if because he has strong bones or whatever. Why would I ever?
The food that we feed him at this point is never going to rot his teeth.
Right.
Science, man.
Boom.
Too bad that I wasn't part of this generation. But,
right. And now look up CRISPR.
Quick geniuses, Max. That's two traits that can't overlap.
Right.
Sorry, talk about Crusader Kings.
And right now, and what's going on right now? CRISPR is a real thing, and the crazy part is they're doing CRISPR on live patients, not just in the womb, but live patients for cancer treatment.
Retroviruses were originally invented to treat certain types of, to get rid of certain other viruses and treat certain types of diseases and all kinds of stuff. Actually,
and by the way,
retroviruses
cheap. Like it's a relatively.
No, it's not going to be $20 million, Jason. It's actually really easy to do these things.
It's way easier.
The virus is you don't have to have a lot of it. You mass produce it. They're pretty simple.
Yep.
And you just pop it in there, and you're pretty good.
Yep. It's not. It's oddly enough. Compare this with chemo treatment. Chemo's way more expensive, right?
Definitely. Yeah. No, this is preventive medicine.
This is preventive. Right.
There's no way that you're going to lose out on money here. You're only going to earn more money and get more lifestyle. Planetary Blade says there'll be less homeless and jobless. I think specifically Planetary, there'll be less mental diseases because of this setup that you're already pretty good to go. You know that you have that backing that you're going to be fully ready to go. You don't have something wrong with your thyroid or you don't have an eating problem.
Right.
Stuff like that. So much more than just give them certain genes to make them more outgoing and appealing. You make them so they don't suffer from the mental handicap that someone who is homeless may have. Like alcoholism will be deleted. The gene for alcoholism will be removed. Right.
China, Wired magazine, November 2016. Human patient treated with CRISPR gene editing for the first time. Live human. Wired magazine, November 2016.
Probably save that person's life. It was what's going on. I'm probably going to die if I don't get this treatment. Let's inject me.
Yep.
And see if we can. Yep. Fight cancer. Yep. That's usually what the retrovirus is.
There it is.
For. Oh, look, they actually have a picture of it doing its job. That's a representation, probably, on how it actually looks.
Yep, there it is. Open the gates. There it is. So, I mean, yeah, freaking China. They will do it whether or not. Okay, the U.S. will have all kinds of these types of discussions about should we, shouldn't we. This is a
Lots
crazy.
We'll
right?
be done with this.
China,
especially from religious.
Zero figs given. They will do it.
Yeah, right.
China will do it.
Right. Oh yeah. They're like, oh yeah. Well,
Why wouldn't we?
human experimentation. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We have no laws in place. That's a power that a highly centralized government gets to have. It doesn't matter what you think. This is we can see this in the future. We have a more objective idea of what we should do with our population to be the best business and best country that we possibly can. You're not going to say no. It doesn't matter what you believe in.
Right.
They probably will be. I think China has been the forefront in some of the genetic research. It's because of their willingness to put morality aside and what they need to do.
It's probably not
China, the country that used to smash small girls' feet with a hammer in order to have them fit into the small shoe.
Yep.
They'll do it. They don't care, guys.
Okay. You know how many figs they give? 0.0.
-1
They have
figs.
0 figs.
You need
they
to
will
give
do
them
it.
a fig for to have them at 0 figs.
So now, okay, what is the next? What's the next?
China, the Rock Johnson. Wow.
Right. So check this out. So remember, it was us and the Russians on the arms race.
Yep. The weapons and
The next race, the next one is
race.
Yeah. The next one's going to be the genetic race. Like
The U.S. versus China. Yeah, probably so.
Yep.
That's a good call, actually.
0.0.
0 figs given, man. So
I really wish we were more into space stuff right now. I think that's a frontier that still needs to be explored. I'm really sitting on a corporation finally getting to the point where they're like, okay, we're going to grab that asteroid, have it loop around the Earth, and then every once in a while we're going to send it over to Mars, and then we're going to bring it back.
yeah.
I'm waiting for this cycle to happen because that's the easiest way to do things.
Right. Or we're gonna grab an asteroid and mine the crap out of it so we can have more of these iPhones. So
Right. I mean, there's going to be some material where some corporate guy is scanning these asteroids. Oh, hey, that has that material that we really need that's hard for us to find down here.
Yep.
All the spots are taken. All right, launch a ship, grab onto it, get into Earth orbit, boom, start selling that stuff.
Yeah, we need more molybdenum.
But yeah, unobtainium. That's my favorite thing to call a resource. Unobtainium. That's the best.
Okay.
Hard to obtainium.
I loved Avatar except
Yes.
for that.
See, people comment on that a lot, but I think that's
Ruined
awesome.
Avatar for me.
Did it really?
Took me out of that world.
But that's how we do things, though. Let's hold on the periodic table.
Cameron could have named it anything else.
But that's how humans name stuff.
Stritanium 41. Done. And I'm still in the movie. When he said
Sure, they could have named it anything. You're probably right. I feel like it's
unobtainium.
not out of context of humanity to name something unobtainium.
I
hard
went
to obtain.
I fell straight out of that forest and into that seat. And I went, "What? That's a horrible name."
I hear that complaint a lot.
And you hear that,
actually.
and you see the guy, the little, he says it's unobtainium, and he's sitting there. He's like, I remember his face. He's like, just look at all that cheddar, right? And he's doing this horrible line after saying unobtainium, and I went, screw that guy, screw this movie, I'm out.
Okay, so number 95 on the periodic table, Americum.
Right.
Number 97.
Oh,
sorry, number 98.
They ran
Californium.
they ran out of names. 100%.
Number 100, Fermium.
Yeah.
Number 102, Nobelium.
Yeah.
So we name things dumb stuff. Scientists are not they're creative types, but they're not. They don't sell the cell phone, right? They made the chip that the piece in the chip that went into the cell phone to make the cell phone really cool. And when they get to name things on the periodic table, they do some dumb stuff.
Europium.
Yep.
Look here. And then we say, we're out of names. Okay, uranium, neptunium, plutonium, like all of these. Juperium,
They're not even doing
Saturnium,
names anymore. Just like, yeah, planet. Okay,
Einsteinium. Number 99, Einsteinium.
These are actually on the periodic table, guys. If you went to school in the 90s, you probably haven't seen these. A lot have been added recently. So, yeah, check them out.
Mendelevium. Mendeleev was the microscope guy, I think, right? And then Lawrencium. There's Larry. Lawrencium. Larry discovered it. Freaking Larry.
Yeah, Larry discovered it. We're calling it Laranium.
Laranium. And then Lawrence goes, no, I have a better idea. Hang on.
But wait, there's more.
On. They'll never accept that, you know.
Yeah. Let's name it Unobtainium. All right, I got to get out of here, guys. I got stuff to do. Thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate it very much. Clowntown, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for hosting the Enough About You. We love you guys. This is definitely my favorite show to do every week. I know Clowntown feels the same way. Make sure you check out our YouTube. You can find that extra on YouTube. Hit that up. We should have videos every day. If you've missed out on anything, watch the 2-hour episodes. Listen to them in the car. Do some stuff with that. Stay motivated. Stay awesome. and we'll see you next time. And remember, stretch.